Hey, attention crypto gossipators, things are about to get interesting. Remember, not financial advice.
Hey guys, what is up? Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone's having an amazing day because I am as usual. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So, Bone Shibaswap token could easily go over $100 if only 1.3 million shareholders, our family, purchased a Bone, right? Sounds pretty simple. At least a few Bone each. I'm not asking them to buy a load. But why doesn't this happen? Why can't we just, make it finally happen? Our lives could change. We could retire early and so on. So what is the reason behind it? Now, this video, I need to actually discuss this very important point because it keeps on coming across where, you have this massive quantity of Shib holders that are, related to Bone. Bone is related to Shib. We're supposed to be all part of the same pot, yet it's not happening. It just seems a little bit, too far off. 1.3 million holders, and we're coming close to 1.4 million holders for Shib. So why don't they want to make this change? Now, guys, you have to understand, Bone obviously is the token that was created by the dev team, right? So this token was created as the gas token. Also, it's the DAO token, right? There's voting power and so on. It's everything. Well, it holds the power to enable, this catalyst to actually help burn Shib. But on the other hand, ladies and gentlemen, Bone still needs a lot more exposure. It needs a lot more demand to kick in. And this is what is actually, right now happening, where Bone is trying to get the attention that it requires because it's got the utility, it's got the use case, but it just lacks enough exposure. Now, it would be so easy if all the Shib holders could just go in and just purchase a little bit, throw in a few dollars, but it's not happening. Now, the first point as to why it's not happening is, of course, the risk. Why are they invested into Shib and not Bone? Well, guys, it's very simple. I mean, if you look at market caps, Bone's market cap right now is around 200 million. Now, Shib's market cap is about 15 billion. Bone doesn't crack the top 100. Yes, there was a time where it made the top 100, but it doesn't make the top 100 right now. It doesn't even make the top 200, right? So, as an investment, it's far off, basically the point, the level where you can say this is less risky. Because when you have such a small market cap, anything can happen. This is why it kind of pushes away a lot of the whales and a lot of the big money, because they're putting in this large money, okay? And they want to make sure that it's stable, that there's no rug, that there's no issue where everything drops, that nobody can actually manipulate it that much. So I'm not saying, again, I've just used the word rug and all that. I'm not saying it's got anything to do with Bone. And, I love Bone. I'm a big believer in Bone. But Bone just has this much more, space to be manipulated, and so much more volatility can happen. And yeah, it's great when it can go up, but it's not so great when it can go down. Now, with the Shib, it's far more complicated. Shib, first of all, has a lot of holders. Then also, it has a lot of money in there. One whale, two whales, three whales, they can't just come in and swing it because there's too much circulating supply, there's too much value in it. And therefore, a lot of investors that are invested into Shib, they kind of see it as almost like Bitcoin. Well, obviously not Bitcoin, but like a stable investment, okay? With more room to grow than to go down. And if it goes down, it's not going to drop. It's not going to go down 100%. That's for sure. There's just too much in there for it to move that much, right? But with investments like Bone, they're they are way more risky when you look at it, right? When you compare it to Shib. And this is why it kind of pushes away some of these investors, because not all investors are like crypto investors. A lot of them are kind of, more safe, on the safe zone. So yes, they're investing into crypto. I don't know how to, for you guys to really understand what I'm trying to say. Yeah, what I'm trying to actually put forward is that they just don't want to, risk it more. They are going as far as this, right? They're going into the safer zone of investing into cryptos. When you want to go into safer zone, you got to look at the top one. So if I was to pull up, a chart, the rankings, they'll look at the top 10. Things like Ethereum, BNB, Solana, XRP, Dogecoin. These kind of provide you with that stability. It's talked about, very strong teams behind it. It's also well known. So these are the important factors behind it. And therefore, the market cap of these type of investments is your stability. But when you invest into something like Bone, you have to understand there's more risk to it. As much as I love Bone, I have to admit it. It's more risky. You just never know, right? Also, another important factor is that Bone still doesn't have the listing of Binance. And I think right now, Binance is really, really like that ultimate, the checker for the legitimacy, right? So imagine you're investing into a crypto. You want to know that it's on the big exchanges. I mean, for example, we had BOEM recently skyrocketing. As you guys know, recently it came out and it's already got the big exchanges listing it. So, of course, if BOEM had the big exchanges, a lot of investors would be more open to it. But the investors are very skeptical. Now, me personally, I'm okay with throwing in money into, even lower market caps. And I'm a big believer in BOEM because of the utility use case. I'm already in profit because of the fact that I invested early enough. But a lot of investors, they don't feel that way, right? So they don't see Binance, they don't see Coinbase, and that pushes them away. And this is why right now BOEM is doing everything to get that listing happening. And it has proved itself. I mean, it's done 70 million in volume in 24 hours, that the peak. Right? We've got a thumbs up here. On top of it, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot of investors, nearly 100K, and we're getting closer to it. So it has a lot of things behind it. It's got Shibaswap 2.0 that should be coming out. Projects working on Shibarium. It's got a blockchain. So a lot of greatness behind it. I think that listing could really give it that much more legitimacy. We could literally double the amount of holders. Because when the holders are looking for what they want to invest in during the altcoin season, I think as of now, BOEM would get even more credibility if it had that Binance listing, right? Because that means it's secure, it's more stable, it's just, that extra level in cryptos, right? And also, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you another thing. Speaking of stability and kind of the risk-free investments. And this is why Shib is kind of being preferred as of now, because it won't have that many swings. A lot of investors, they're like, whoa, Shib is in the top, right? It's one of the top cryptos. On top of it, it performed very well in 2021. So a lot of investors are not very informed of the fact that for Shib to do the same type of returns it did in 2021 is almost impossible. Because it's got that big of a circulating supply, the market cap wouldn't make sense. So we're going to get a lot of money going into Shib with the expectations of what happened in 2021. But as of now, Shib could maybe, max do like a 10x or a 20x. And that would be a lot. So that is the point here, is that a lot of investors are also going in with what it did back in the days in 2021. Whereas BOEM, yeah, it did over $3, but it wasn't that impressive compared to what Shib did. And on top of it, BOEM, it hasn't cracked the top 100. It doesn't have that big of a market cap. It doesn't have that much stability. It doesn't have that many famous, influencers and investors behind it. So, of course, the average holder out there, investor, is going to be like, well, let me go into Shib because it did well last bull run, so it should be doing well this bull run. Simple as that. It's like a really, really kind of just basic mentality, right? And also another point that needs to be made, apart from the listings and all that, why Bone isn't getting enough Shib holders, these Shib holders going into Bone, is the fact that many have kind of gotten angry with the devs, and we can't be quiet about it. It's true. I've seen influencers literally always having a go at the devs, at the team behind, Shibarium, Bone, and all that. So, of course, when you are seeing all this hate spreading around, people are not going to want to invest into Bone. And I know that some people see further than that. They are, in my opinion, more intelligent because they try to see through things. But others, they don't. And this hate can go very, very far. And, it can spread easily within the Shib community. So this whole idea of, the devs are bad, they created Shibarium and can't even burn any Shib. They're just trying to focus on burning Bone and blah, blah, blah. That pushes people away from investing into Bone, the Shib holders themselves. Because they have already this whole idea of, this team around, the ecosystem makes no sense, is not bringing any value, and they're trying to use Shiba Inu's name and so on. So, of course, this type of rep is really bad. This is why many Shib holders could have gone into Bone, but they didn't because some influencers, they decide to spread this negativity, and I wish they didn't, because then we'd probably see way more. We'd see thousands and thousands more in Bone. But it is what it is. I think Bone is going to have to perform. It's going to have to get some new projects going. It's going to have to get some big money, and if it does well in the altcoin season, I think it's going to have a beautiful future. Beautiful future, because so far we've had one very successful project on Shibarium, people loading up on Bone, Bone's message spreading. I think more is to come. So guys, if you really do believe, in Bone and Shibarium and Shiba Inu as well, which I cover a lot, subscribe, turn that notifications bell on. We're trying to get this community together. I'm really trying to get Bone out there to the Shib holders as well, for them to actually think about. I know a lot of the Shib holders are just investors that don't even care about cryptos. They don't read about. They just probably invested into the top 10, and they're expecting some, returns because they know the whole crypto market is going to go up. So they're going to be seeing some, at least 2x, 3x. But guys, there are some that still are interested, okay? And if we could get them on board, there's a big market, 1.3 million holders. If we can get 10% of them, 5%, even 2%, still great. So think about it, okay? What we have is a big market to work with, and we could convert these investors into Bone holders as well. They could hold both. So that would be very nice. But as of now, let me know down below why you think these Shib holders are not going into Bone. What's the reason behind it? Also, don't forget to subscribe, turn that notifications bell on, and as usual, guys, a big thank you to everyone. I appreciate all the support, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace out.